Let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
Who's trying to chill, smoke some loud?
Hi, I'm Hammy, United States of America. And today I'm in the glorious Paris, California. Not to be confused with Paris. So today we're at the premium used car dealership. A buddy of mine I went to high school with owns this place, and he's allowing me to drive a 2014 Tesla Model S.
You know you've made it to the AstroTurf peak of middle-class mountain when you can afford a Tesla P85. The 2014 is the third year of the Model S and really proves just what happens when you put a charming alien in charge of a company. Contrary to popular belief, Tesla was not actually founded by Elon Musk. It was in fact brought to life in 2003 by engineers Martin Epperhand and Mark Tappening. Musk then joined Tesla the following year in 2004 as an initial investor, and then obviously went on to become the CEO. Their first attempt at a full production car was the Roadster, a car that got Jeremy Clarkson in hot water due to a review he did while he was on Top Gear. In the show, the car ran out of juice and broke down. However, this was completely staged, and according to Musk, the breakdown was seen written on a script even before the cars had gotten there. Clarkson's review created some very real problems for Tesla's reputation, so much so they actually tried to sue Clarkson and the BBC, and lost. Then appealed, and lost again. The reason I bring this up is to lend some perspective on how deeply car enthusiasts hated electric vehicles only a decade ago. However now, simply by beating the living shit out of everything the world of internal combustion could throw at it, Tesla managed to win favor with car enthusiasts and Norway, Oslo having the highest density of Teslas in the world in 2019.
I really do like how it looks. It's not so conspicuous with its identity like a lot of other EV cars, at least of that time. You know, say what you want about the BMW i3, but to me that looks like a counterfeit Hot Wheels that you never wanted. Like a big Christmas disappointment. This, with its muted lines, big fuck-off wheels, and door handles which you have to ask their consent in order for them to let you touch them. Really neat stuff. It's all there to let you know that this isn't just some Nissan Leaf. It is in fact one of the weirdest and best cars of the past decade.
Punching out around 417 horsepower and 450 foot-pounds of torque, the Tesla Model S delivers an unreal amount of acceleration, as my goofy reaction will imply. It gets from 0 to 60 in around 4.2 seconds, but it feels faster than that. Keep in mind that electric cars don't have to rev like a normal internal combustion engine does, so you have all that power the instant you get on the gas.
This is the P85, not the P85 Plus, unfortunately, so it doesn't come with ludicrous mode, but thankfully not the R. Kelly mode either. The Tesla really is kind of an oxymoron in a lot of ways, because while its engineering is radical and complex, it's also what makes it really simple. Like, think about it. There's no exhaust system, there's no transmission, there's no traditional drivetrain. It's just all a bunch of lithium-ion batteries in a massive baking tray underneath the chassis. Now the upside to that is that you get a ton more luggage space, not only in the front, but in the back here. You've got 2 extra passenger seats for your least favorite children. And even though it's rear-wheel drive, like I said before, it doesn't have a traditional drivetrain, or even wants to open up for me. It is kind of unfortunate this isn't the version that comes with all of the autopilot stuff, because some of the other Teslas, you push a button, it comes to you, it'll go where you want it to, it'll drive by itself on the highway. It basically does everything for you, and eventually it's going to realize it's too good for you and move on to another owner. This one won't do that. This is going to be a loyal one. It's dumb, and you have to you're still in control of this relationship with this Tesla, which is a good thing. It's pretty cool that Tesla is ultimately an American car company, because this is definitely the kid in the family that went to college, whereas Chevy and Ford went off to construction. One of the most notable features of the Tesla, of course, is the gigantic iPad in the middle of the dashboard. It's very cool and everything and ultra future. However, I can only imagine the sheer frustration one would have to deal with if they had a bored 7-year-old sitting in the passenger seat. Because this is basically one big "what the fuck does that do" button to them. No, you can't play with the sunroof, this is my toy! You really can control everything from this little iPad right here. It's neat. 75% stop. Open a bit more and stop again. God, this is it's 4.5 hours to get to Vegas. And for 3 of those, I can just play with this the whole time. We have a look over here in the steering modes. You can choose from sport, comfort, battery regeneration. That's when you are on the brakes. The brakes will actually power up the battery again using the energy. I don't know how it works. I think it's kind of funny how that you can get a pretty sizable fine if you're caught using your phone and driving. But having an enormous iPad inside your car, that is frankly pretty freaking cool and distracting. that's perfectly fine. If you haven't seen any of those videos of Teslas beating straight up muscle cars on a drag strip, then I can only assume you're the type of person that still uses Internet Explorer. So what I'm gonna do here is accelerate. This is what this car does best. It has 470 horsepower, but only has a top speed of 130 mile an hour. But much like an F-Zero9, it's not about how fast it goes, it's how fast it gets there. Dude, that is superbike. See, my seatbelt's stuck now. That is superbike level power right there. God, that's scary. It fills you with sort of kind of like this primal fear, like when you hear your dad stomping down the hallway towards your bedroom door, just like, oh no! It is bizarre being in a car that doesn't have a transmission whine or the sound of an engine. Or, I mean, there's a little bit of wind noise, but it's very well dampened in here. You can just kind of hear the light hum of the air conditioning. It's like being in a dentist office. One of the biggest problems with the Tesla, if you look online, is actually the build quality of the interior and the body panels. As far as I can see, the build quality inside here is very good. I mean, most of this stuff is actually from Mercedes, like all the knobs. This is off of Mercedes. The window switches down here, that's all Mercedes. What the hell are German parts doing inside of an American car? Sounds like the Manhattan Project to me. A couple of other small problems that the Tesla does have, like I said, was panel gaps. People say that you'll get air leaks if it rains, some water will leak in. Also electronic issues as well, like those fancy door handles. Yeah, they're really cool, but when this car is dead, it's dead. There's no way you're getting inside of it. Actually, come to think of it, that's probably why there's panel gaps. They were put there because they knew if you needed to break in, you could stick a Slim Jim down there. See, that's Elon Musk level thinking right there, which I understand. While this particular model doesn't come with the Ludicrous Plus mode, it does come with some pretty basic driving modes. Like you do have your standard, your sports steering. That's pretty common in most luxury cars these days. But it also comes with a creep button for the Harvey Weinstein and all of us. And what that does, remember, this doesn't have an ordinary transmission. It creeps forward, like a regular car does. Tesla isn't just famous for its extreme acceleration, it's famous for some of its quirks, like for instance, that's not me or the camera guy. It was in fact some of the little Easter eggs that the Tesla has. If you click that button up there, you'll obviously get your odometer and some of these small things here. You can get a map of Mars. You know how little use this has in your daily life? Practically zero. Mind you, you can say that about TikTok as well. Now obviously I am in the middle of Lake Elsinore, which is known for having some of the worst reception in the world, as well as having like half drinkable water. But yeah, so you can have a nice look at Mars, big old crater there, Grandma's house. I think it's amazing that you can buy a car, a used car like this, for $20,000 that is all electric, beautiful to look at, and accelerates like a super bike. If this is the future, I'm happy with that. Look at this. Look how good this footage looks. I've been watching some tutorials. So then, hopefully you all enjoyed my brief video, my brief test drive on the 2014 Tesla Model S P85. Thanks to my bro Alejandro over at Premium Used Auto Dealership in Paris. Link to their website or Instagram and address in the description below. They got some awesome inventory and I really recommend checking them out if you're looking for a used car. That Tesla was a lot of fun to drive. It really is. It's a very impressive car. I feel quite lucky to get to drive one while it's still special. It's still special to drive a Tesla right now. Because Tesla plans in the coming decade to make cheaper and cheaper models that'll be more affordable to broke motherfuckers like myself. Yeah, it feels cool to drive one while it's still sort of exclusive. The feeling of acceleration in that Tesla, and I've already gone on and on about it, but it really is something very special. I've driven one other electric car, was a Nissan Leaf, and all electric cars have that torque feeling because, like I said, electric motors don't have to rev like internal combustion engines do. The Tesla just feels so much faster. It feels just out of this world. I was kind of exaggerating when I said it's superbike powerful. I personally believe that the feeling of inertia inside of a car is different than on a motorcycle. But still, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. The Tesla is not light at all either. It feels really indie in a way, and I hope Tesla can maintain that kind of character in their cars as they expand and make cheaper models. It's been months since I've last reviewed a vehicle, and I always try to remember facts and blah blah blah. So I've got plenty of stuff to talk about, and hopefully you guys learn something as well as listen to my bad jokes. I completely forgot basically everything, so thank God there's such a thing as voiceover and footage. Nevertheless, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like the video, comment down below what you thought. Stay tuned, don't unsubscribe. I'll be back soon. Catch you later. Thanks. A fireplace, which turns off the air conditioning. Okay, it's not working, but you get the idea. You get to see the nice fire, sit in your Tesla, and think about how much better you are than everybody.